Ecchi.
Ever since a couple years back when I had a brief stint playing Osumania, I've been exposed to many different franchises that I would have previously been unaware of. One such franchise is the visual novel Maitetsu, after seeing a cute, ambiguously aged train girl as the background for this specific Osu map. My interest was piqued, so I waited hoping for an official English release of Maitetsu, and lo and behold, at SakuraCon in March 2016, Sekai Project announced that they'll be publishing the title. They'd already earned my trust with the publishing of Nekopara, so there was no immediate cause for concern. That's until I recently checked to see the state of Maitetsu, after brushing it off when I couldn't purchase it on release. It wasn't until I checked the most helpful Steam review for Maitetsu that I saw this, posted by user CloneLolly. I will not play this game until it is fixed. All ages content covers the 18+ content, dozens and dozens of voice lines are missing, the translation is inaccurate at times, and now it's been discovered that some lines are completely unfinished, and some 18+ content is still missing even if you paid for the 18+ patch. Do not buy this game until it is fixed. I waited nearly 3 years for it, hyping it up just for Sekai Project to fail yet again. This was a cause for concern, and I immediately went to check for confirmation of such, and found a thread titled Maitetsu patch does not replace all age CGs on the FAKKU forums, which contained visual comparisons as well as a reply from FAKKU founder Jacob. We are working on getting the correct 18+ version online now. FAKKU is just a distributor of this release, like Steam, so we only have what we are given by the publisher. It appears that we were not given the correct version of the game. This situation is unacceptable and not to our standards. Regardless, we are working with our partners to get this fixed and hope to have everyone fapping to proper 18+ trains in no time. It was at this point FAKKU released statements on Twitter regarding the 18+ content for Maitetsu, saying, "We are being told by the publisher that in an effort to integrate materials from the console version, additional content, etc., some assets got mixed up in the 18+ release unintentionally." Now, whether you decide to trust the word of Sekai Project is on you, and personally, I would have too, if it wasn't for the fact that Sekai Project haven't so much as mentioned Maitetsu and the issues regarding the 18+ version. The most recent word from Sekai Project I can find is a Discord message from user Aginyan. They state that the ultimate answer, in reference to the 18+ DLC issues, derives from developers in Japan. Since they finalise the builds that we, Sekai Project, distribute, we can't just unpack, repack and distribute unapproved stuff. It's not sure what the official status of things are though. I'm out of the loop. Now this is where things, in my view, get somewhat questionable. Aginyan claims on their Twitter account that they are the project lead at Sekai Project, the most integral role involved in the publishing of a game, and, in my opinion, to be out of the loop shows an indescribable lack of awareness to the importance of their job role. As publishers of Maitetsu, Sekai Project are tasked with delivering the game to distributors such as Steam and FAKKU. Whilst the Steam release is sold at a reduced cost due to the lack of adult content in the release, the FAKKU release is supposed to contain uncut adult content and is twice the price of the all ages version, meaning that when discussing distribution with FAKKU, Sekai Project were well aware that the version being sold via FAKKU would require all of the adult content and have no scenes removed. FAKKU pride themselves on providing uncensored hentai manga, anime and games to an audience outside of Japan, and for Sekai Project to supply them with a product that isn't such is quite frankly an insult to the service FAKKU provide. Sekai Project have also made attempts to shift the blame over to the developers of Maitetsu, but regardless of what the developers did or did not send for release, evidence shows the problems are still the responsibility of Sekai Project. Publishers take on an intermediary role between games developers and distribution platforms. If Sekai Project had failed to communicate to developers that they require both an all-ages version and a completely uncut, uncensored version of Maitetsu, Sekai Project are to blame, not lose. The audience for Maitetsu aren't naive to this either, considering Sekai Project have gone full-on damage control by not making any public announcement regarding the issue and deleting users' posts concerning the issue in the Steam forums. all while shifting the blame to developers when confronted directly. So here's my request for Sekai Project. Make a statement regarding the issues with the missing adult content in Maitetsu. Regardless of the pristine image you're trying to uphold on Steam and your social media, you owe it not just to those who have purchased the game, but to your business partners FAKKU. Tell us whether you had clarified with Luz that you required multiple versions of the game to publish, each with different content. If you had, then your statements run true about the issue lying with the developers, despite the fact these issues should have been picked up by your QA team. But if Luz aren't to blame, it shows that you weren't handling the publishing of Maitetsu's multiple releases correctly. Now, whilst it would dampen the consumer's view on you as a company should you admit fault, those like me who are passionate about the industry appreciate that kind of honesty. Maitetsu shouldn't have been released if you didn't have the required builds to distribute. A delay would have been disappointing, but releasing with missing content and shifting the blame without evidence is utterly disgusting. In the meantime, you've lost an adoring customer. My money's better spent supporting FAKKU publishing titles themselves.